So we're going to demonstrate manual muscle testing for the muscles that act on the movement of knee flexion. So the patient is seated at the edge of the bed or mat with their feet dangling, dangling off of the floor. So I'm going to be stabilizing right here under her posterior thigh, her distal posterior thigh right next to the knee, stabilizing hand. And then I'm going to be applying resistance down here right above her ankle joint on her posterior leg. So first I'm just going to ask, can you bring your leg back that way, bending your knee? Perfect.
I can't go farther because the bed is...
Yep, that's okay. For all intensive purposes, this will work. So I'm going to ask you to come back a little bit again, bring your foot back again, and then I'm going to apply resistance here. Don't let me push your leg. Awesome. And I would grade her there as a 4. So to move to the gravity minimized position, we're going to come back on your side, again facing this direction. So patient position for testing, manual muscle testing for knee flexion in the gravity minimized plane. Patient is side lying. Supporting hand is under the knee. So I'm just going to hold up her leg here. And at first I'll just say, can you bend your knee, bringing your leg back like this? Perfect. And then I'll ask you, can you do that again? Can you bend your, yep, this way? And then I'm going to apply some resistance, don't let me press. Perfect. And so I would give her there a 2. So we're going to measure range of motion for knee extension. So the patient is lying prone, and the goniometer placement is going to be the same as when we were measuring knee flexion. So we've got lateral epicondyle for access, we've got stationary bar parallel to the midline, lateral midline of the femur, aimed at the greater trochanter, and then moving arm parallel to fibula, aimed at the lateral malleolus. So we're going to line it up, and I'm actually going to ask Jane if she can bend her knee and bring her. That's good there. So we're just going to start right here, just so that she can have the action of, okay, I'll ask you now to bring your leg down back onto the bed. Yep, and as far as you can go, push that foot into the bed. Perfect. I believe Jane here has 2 degrees of hyperextension, or I guess I should say -2 degrees of hyperextension. So now to measure her passive range of motion, we'll come back to the same place. Always have to palpate. Okay, I'm going to bring your leg up here, and then I'm going to bring your leg down, okay? And I'm just going to kind of press it into the bed. And there I measure her at 3 or -3 degrees hyperextension for passive range of motion, knee extension. So manual muscle testing for the muscles that act on the joint movement of knee extension. The patient is going to be seated next to a dog for optimal measurements. And the therapist is going to be at the side of the limb being tested. I'm going to first just ask Jane if she can lift this leg all the way up, straighten your leg. Wonderful. Bring it back down. And now I'm going to put my stabilizing hand right here, kind of under her posterior distal thigh, right by the knee joint, but up a little bit from it. And then I'm going to apply resistance right here, distal anterior humerus. And so I'll have you come up about halfway, bring your leg up, and then I'm going to apply resistance here. I'm going to push into your leg, don't let me press against you, and we'll grade that about a 3+. So for the gravity minimized, that was against gravity range MMT for knee extension. We're going to move to the gravity minimized plane for knee extension, and I'm going to have you come side lying one more time.
Lay down on my side.
We might mess up this one here, but that's okay. You come over here. Good girl. Thank you.
Oh, you're funny.
So the patient position is side lying for testing manual muscle strength in the gravity eliminated plane for knee extension. I'm going to be supporting her leg with this arm, and I'm just going to say, Jane, can you straighten your leg, kick your leg out in front of you? Great. And then I'll have you just bring it back to where it was. Bend your knee a little bit and relax it. Okay, perfect. So since she can move through the range of motion in the gravity eliminated or minimized plane, I will now apply a little resistance to see if we can give her a 2+. So again, I'm going to stabilize. And can you kick your leg out in front, and then don't let me press into your leg? Great, and that would be a 2+.